Well, welcome back to the homestead. We're back out this morning trying to finish up this south roof, and I believe if the weather holds out we'll be able to do it. Now I won't be able to put the last piece of tin up on this side because my ridge hooks aren't in yet, and on that last piece you'll have all the lathing covered up so there won't be anything to stand on. You have to use a extension ladder with a ridge hook. You hook the ridge hook over the peak of the house and lay the extension ladder on the face of the metal, and you can climb up that to put the last piece on. So that'll be sometime next week whenever the ridge hooks get in. But I hope to get the rest of the tin up, and then this transition piece here from the main roof to the porch so that the water will actually shed all the way off the roof. And that's the goal for the day. If we have any time left over, I got some work on the front of the house I can be doing to seal up the dormers and get that side ready to put the tin on. So let's get to it. Alright, well, we got all the tin on the main face of the south roof here, and we only like this one little end piece, and like I said, I've got to have the ridge hooks for my extension ladder, so that'll be sometime this week before I can put that up. But the next thing I need to do is put the transition in between the main roof and the porch so that all the water coming off of the main roof won't hit and go under the tin that's on the porch. So let me show you what I'm doing there. So now that the roof is completely skinned, it's going to shed a lot of water, and that water is all going to come down here and go into this gap in between the main roof and the porch roof. So I've got to put this transition in to keep the water from getting under the porch tin. So down here on this end, I put the transition under and put one screw in it, and just put a chalk line attached to it. And I went down to the far end and I did the same thing down there. And then when I pulled the string tight, what I'm going to do is go to the opposite end of the flashing, and then from directly above it, that string should follow the crease in the tin. When I get that lined up, then I'll come back and put a stitch screw in place to hold it. And once all of the transitions are in place like that, then I'll come back and put all of the screws in it on the top side, and then pull it down to the porch and put all the bottom screws in. So let me get busy on doing that. Alright, so now that all the transition pieces are held in place, I'm going to go back and put all the screws back in the main roof's tin, and then we'll come back and screw the bottom of the transition down once that's done. But there's another storm blowing in, and I don't want this main tin to be unattached if it gets too bad. So let me get the main tin screwed back down. We'll pick back up on the transitions in just a minute. Well, the rain caught me. It slacked off a little bit now, but it is still raining. But I was able to get all the screws back in the bottom of the tin on the main part of the roof there. So the top half of the transition flashing is screwed down, and I just got to get the bottom half screwed down to the porch tin. And I'll hang out here a little while and see if the rain quits and it dries off enough I can get back up here and work on it. If not, the transition may be another day. So until then, we're going to find somewhere dry to get. Alright, well, the rain lasted just about long enough to get me chased off the roof. So the sun's back out and the rain's dried off the roof a little bit now. And I'm trying to get this transition put down on the bottom edge. So let me show you what I'm doing there. Alright, this is the first piece of transition here. And I've gone ahead and screwed it down. You can see there's a stitch screw that goes in the top of every ridge to hold that transition flashing down. And up under the flashing is this little foam here that attaches, and that keeps wind-driven water from going back up under the tin. And it comes on these little 3-foot strips here, and it matches the profile of the tin. So what I've got to do now is for this next 16-foot section that I'm going to put down, I've got to go ahead and put the foam down up under it, and then once the foam is under it, I'll come back with the level. I'm just using it as a spacing guide for the screws. I'll lock it onto the edge like this and come back with a punch and mark all of my screw holes all the way down. Then I'll come back with the drill and actually put the screws in. So let me set the camera up and start working on it. This roof should start shedding water now. Everything except for the last 8 inches here is covered on the main roof. And as soon as I get my hook ladder in, I'll get that up. And not only is the main pitch covered, but all of the transition is in and all of the porch is in. So the back side of the house is ready for rain. Now I got to work on the front part of the house, get the dormers finished prepped, and start putting tin up front. That'll be another day though. I think this is going to be it for today.